Welcome back to Be Brilliant, 5 Ways to Propel Your Career and Your Life from Vanilla Success to Spectacular Triumph. I'm Alana Rosso, and this is video number 4, Confidence Can Be Cultivated. So I love to talk about confidence, partly because everyone comes to the table asking about this subject. It is something that everyone wants to get, is this confidence. And it's also something that I really struggled with. And I love helping people with things that I've personally gone through. And I was one of those people that really looked like I was always confident or always had it together, but inside I was really struggling. Inside I was crumbling. I had definite self-esteem issues that were making me or contributing to this feeling of not feeling confident. And as I went on through my career, I started to feel better in certain areas, but there was always this like undercurrent of, I don't feel so great about myself and my self-esteem's not feeling great. And it wasn't until I realized that I had to decide to actively gain confidence that things started to change, that I had to treat this like it was a challenge and it was a skill to be learned. So some people think that there's confident people over here. We're going back to that idea of kind of two different camps. So confident people over here and non-confident people here, and the two shall not meet. These are just different species almost. And that's sort of how I felt, that it was just like, how are these people so naturally confident? So the truth is, what I'm seeing from my side of the table a lot of the time is, like me, there are people who are just pretending to be confident or giving that vibe of confidence, but don't truly feel it. And what I want for you is to actually truly feel it. And it can be done. It can be cultivated, but you have to decide to go for it. And if you don't want to build confidence, if that's something that you think is just either too hard or not possible, then you have the belief that confidence cannot be cultivated, that it is something that just can't happen for you. And it can if you start taking kind of those small steps to gain confidence. And so one of the things I'll often ask a client is, well, what do you think you need to do to gain confidence? So if we use an example of a client I had, let's call her Amy, who knew that she felt that if she started speaking up in meetings more often, she would start to feel more confident in her abilities and her opinions. She really noticed that she was hanging back, even though she was a very accomplished person in her job. She managed a whole huge team, and she got there because she was really adept at her job. But she knew she was hanging back. She was just being not as assertive as she wanted to be. So if she started doing this, started speaking up in meetings, then she felt like that she would actually, over time, feel confidence. And this is true. If we take the action, then the confidence will happen. So we kind of set up a plan. What's realistic? What do you feel comfortable doing? Where can you stretch yourself so that you are speaking up in these meetings in a way that feels really good for you, that's in alignment with your leadership style. So you're feeling assertive but not aggressive. Okay, she didn't want to go down that territory. Didn't feel like that was going to be helpful, especially in the particular culture. So making that commitment to do these small steps to gain confidence is the key here, right? Because back to that idea, you do know more than you think you know. So stepping up and doing these steps to feel more confident is super helpful. Now, the other thing you can do is collect the evidence. Collect the evidence of things you have done well in your life, in your work, whatever it is, personal, professional. Collect the evidence. And this is also something I encourage clients to do, is when we see how much we've done, when we see how much we have accomplished, when we kind of have like a literal running list. You can keep a notes folder, a paper folder, a journal of all these things that you have done. We can start to tap into that feeling of confidence because we have to reacquaint ourselves with what we've done. We tend to brush off everything that we do. We dismiss it. Like it's just, especially stuff that comes naturally to us. And another hot tip about collecting the evidence is that should you be in a corporate environment where you have performance plan reviews, it's really helpful to just have a running list of everything you've done in the year so that when it comes time for that performance plan review, you are organized and you know exactly what you've done. But the bigger picture is collecting the evidence so that you can see how awesome you're doing and start to feel more confident. But again, being confident is a decision. So decide to be a confident person, step into that feeling of knowing what you're doing, that you have something of value to bring to the table. And I guarantee you that if you keep chipping away at this little confidence challenge, you will feel so much better about yourself and you will come across as someone who is confident, but truly from the inside. So thank you for joining me on this video. We have one more to go, which is all about healing and transformation.